upsets me about as much as when I go to a black restaurant and they can't make macaroni and cheese. Yes, I know technically macaroni and cheese is an Italian dish, but you can't tell me we ain't took that dish over. So you just gotta keep looking until I step to you, right?
These are dream moves. This is someone else. I'm not myself. No.
Hello, darling, and welcome to another vlog. I am back. I am healthy. I have my voice again, slight ringing in my ear, but I know that's gonna go away. When I tell you I was so glad I meal prepped, it's not even funny. Otherwise, I would have been eating junk food and stuff like that. I would say my voice is back to about 90-ish%. Ooh, speaking of, okay. That happened this week, okay? So we had the whole election thing, and you know what? I went back and forth with whether or not I was going to say something about it, and I decided not really, but then I said 90% just now, and it made me think about how, girl, we really showed out. 92% of our votes went in the interest of not just ourselves, but of our country, of our daughters, of our futures, all of that. I am not mad at that. Would I have liked another outcome? Absolutely. But for us to have shown up and shown out like that, like, I'm feeling good about us. It was not enough of us who voted, of course. There's always that. And then even our men's, honey, our men's showed up as well. Like, I don't know what this divisive stuff is that's going on pretty much on the internet, YouTube, TikTok, wherever, but they showed up on that vote where it mattered. I would have liked more of them as well, not just those who are eligible, but I think I'm just stupid enough to not really understand how it is that a felon, a convicted felon, now let's be clear, how it is that a convicted felon can run for the highest office of the land, yet there are convicted felons because they are felons that can't vote for them. I just can't make that make sense. I cannot at all, but that's okay. But nonetheless, like I said, we showed up, we showed out. He voted to the tune of 92%. I'm very proud of us. I don't feel like our work is done yet. I don't. To me, honestly, there's one more thing we need to do. Because after we looked at the numbers and we saw how everything fell and how the votes went and all of that, and if you don't know, we learned that, you know, pretty much the Latinx population, they are pretty much what ushered him into the White House again. I don't really understand that. To me, when I think of that, given all the thugs, the criminals, and the wall, and all this stuff that he said, I keep getting an image of a snake eating its own tail. Like, yeah, you're getting full. You got to participate in this thing, but what? At what cost? But like I said, I feel like we still have some work to do, and the biggest thing we need to do, because we've done that, we've done the walks, we've done the demonstrations, we've done all the things, right? One more thing we need to do, I feel like we need to get an emery board. I do feel like we need to get an emery board. And the next time an issue comes up, I'm gonna need you to sit back, get real comfortable. Fight, because you're gonna need to hold this position for a good 4 years. Hold it just like this. You know, just mind your business, sitting on the stoop, watching folks go by. Next time there's an issue that doesn't involve us, don't involve yourself in that issue. Seriously sit there and, I hope that works out for y'all. I do. And I'm not even wishing no ill will. Like, I legit consistently support the black and brown, or at least I have, but right now I'm not really feeling good about that at all. One of my favorite foods is Mexican food. Stay with me. I know that sounds racist at first, but that's not the case. Even though you have plenty of people who say black people can't be racist, we can have some racist ideas. So that being said, man, when I tell you I try my very best to support Hispanic-owned restaurants and, you know, that minority-owned restaurants in general, I have really done that. But this week, meal prep, baby, I'm not gonna act like I don't know how to cook my own Mexican food. It's one of my favorite foods, of course, because it's just heavy on flavor. Most of the time, now ain't nothing like going to a Hispanic restaurant and they can't make something as simple as queso. That upsets me about as much as when I go to a black restaurant and they can't make macaroni and cheese. Yes, I know technically macaroni and cheese is an Italian dish, but you can't tell me we ain't took that dish over. So when I go to a black restaurant, y'all can't make that macaroni and cheese, I'll be heavily upset. But yeah, I think for meal prep, my little protest self, I'm gonna make my own Mexican dish and probably some chicken wings or something, because I usually do that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we gotta go to the grocery store. I need to get something for my hair, because even I'm tired of this. And I be loving my bun. That's about it, I guess. That's what we're doing. We're staying in this weekend. It's Saturday already. I have no plans even for brunch Sunday. In fact, it's giving mess around and watch the game at home. It's giving that. We'll see. But anywho, that being said, let's pick up, let's go, and I might need to give me a new emery board for real, because if y'all thought I was playing about it, you're mistaken. Okay, so I figure as I do this little cooking sample here of, I don't even know what to call it. I'm gonna call it my take on a Chipotle burrito bowl type dish. I don't even know. I just know that I like it, and one of my girlfriends had some and she was like, oh, this is fire. Let me know the recipe. I don't know how to do recipes in terms of tablespoons, teaspoons, and all of that stuff. So I figure, hey, you'll see it. You'll know what at least the ingredients I use, and then you'll have an idea of how to do that yourself. But that ain't the thing here. So while I'm cooking, I get a phone call and a guy asked me to go out. And not just to go out in the future in a couple of days or whatever, but he wants me to go out with him like right now. Right now. It's Saturday night as I'm filming this. And let me tell you, this video is all out of order because as you can see at the top of the video, I had a bun. That hair has been cut away, so we ain't bunning no more. This is today's date. What is today's date? It is November, 16th? So we're a whole week out from when I actually filmed this. But anyway, he calls me. He's like, you want to go out to dinner? And I'm like, sure, that sounds okay. When are you talking about? Tonight. You know, I'm spontaneous like that. You know, that's how I am. And I said, oh, no, I have plans. Girl, I ain't even going to hold you. You'll see what my plans were later. Actually, my plans were to stay in. They weren't anything even as intensive as doing my laundry. But like I said, you'll see what I was getting into later. But I said, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I've already got some other plans. He was like, oh, with somebody else? First of all, let's be clear. When I'm dating, I make it clear let me just clear it up for y'all. Dating is just that for me. It is just dating. It is just going out and all of that. Now, when I got a man or when we're in a relationship, things like that, then things are taken to a whole nother level. But as I speak to you now, Kymberly is celibate. Kymberly actually has been celibate for years, and she hasn't met anyone to knock me off of that celibacy train right now. And that's not even a big deal to me. Like, to me, when I'm intimate with someone, it's because we're intimate on other levels first. We need to be intimate, mentally, emotionally. I need to feel safe with you, all the things before I decide to get intimate with you physically. And I'm dead serious about that. So I'm not a part of the 4B movement. I'm not, and I've mentioned this before, I'm not into, women against men or men against, I'm not a pick-me. I'm none of those things. I'm just me. And as me, I just haven't been moved to be on an intimate level with someone. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back to the conversation that I was having whilst I was cooking all of this, which is why I couldn't talk to you all while I was really doing the video. So I'm doing a voiceover now. Anywho, he was like, well, let me just tell you, if you want to get with me, you're going to have to get with being spontaneous. And he went on to say a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm not someone who really interrupts. Like, when you start showing your tail, I'm not going to interrupt you unless I just got something else to do. I ain't had nothing else to do. I was cooking, dropping ingredients and all of that stuff at the time. So let me let you talk yourself out. And by talk yourself out, for real, he was just pretty much choking himself out.
So he's like, yeah, you're going to have to get with the program and things like that. A lot of times women say they want somebody to lead. Mind you now, we've had conversations and I was like, to me, I need a man who's able to lead. He has to have a sense of direction. All of this, none of this to me, in my opinion, leads itself to me saying, hey, and I want you to be spontaneous while you do it. So here's the thing. Let me be honest. We've gone out before and he's asked me out. And it's like, okay, cool. I get in the car and he's like, so what do you feel like eating? So where do you want to go? So what? Negro, what? How did I get in the car and you ain't got not near plan? Like, do you for a second believe I would hop my happy tail on a Southwest airplane and I don't know where they're going? Like, I was irritated when he did that. And so I let him know, hey, when you ask me out, I like for the gentleman to be the one to do the planning and things like that. I want to be able to put in some thoughts. Like I want to tell you, no, I don't really eat sushi. I don't like shrimp cocktail, things like that. Anyway, I like to have some input and let you know, these are the things I like. These are the things I don't like. And among that, the gentleman decides on what we're going to do. There are times, don't get it twisted, that I'll say, hey, I want to plan something for us, or I want to plan in the evening. But by far, I'm not going to kid you. I'm a woman who likes to be led by her man. That being said, I'm also a woman who can handle things solo, like solo dates. And no, baby, that is not a problem for me. But getting back to him again, I digress, girl. And probably I'll have the whole meal done before I get through with this. But he told me I had to get with the program and all of that stuff. I let him talk himself out. He's talking about how he doesn't like a woman who's uptight. I'm going to have to, well, he didn't say me. He actually said a woman with me is going to have to loosen the reins, blase skippy. And so after he says all the things that he says, I'm like, okay, can we be more specific? Are you specifically saying that I need to loosen the reins? Are you specifically saying that I need to relinquish control to you so that your spontaneity can fly? And here's a side note that I'm going to share with you, and in some degree I shared with him as well. Because again, I don't know, if you're not familiar with me, I don't tell men everything. I don't, like what I'm saying is I hold my cards close to the vest. So I just pretty much let him know that there is a difference, in my humble opinion, between spontaneity and half-assery. And what he was offering me was half-assery. Spontaneity would be, you could call on a Monday, Tuesday, heck, I'll even give you a Wednesday. And you could say, Kymberly, I want to spend the weekend with you. Because this man, by the way, is presenting himself as a man who has intentions of really being with me. So you could say, hey, Kymberly, I want to spend the weekend with you. Block out Friday and Saturday night. We're going to be together. Cool. This is on a Wednesday that he can say that. Now he's let me know that he has plans and intentions for me. And, I need to be in the mindset of blocking things out for him. Cool. All right. Once he's done that, he next can take the step of, maybe he still doesn't know because he's spontaneous. We're honoring that, right? But by Thursday or so, let's just say he wants to go swimming. Oh, baby, you got to tell a woman, especially a black woman, you got to tell a woman that you want to go swimming, because we need to not relax our hair. We need to not color our hair. We need to not do our hair, or whatever it is that we might have been planning for the weekend, if you let us know that swimming is on the table, right? So I need some advance notice. You tell me that, but you block out Friday and Saturday. Now you fed your need to be spontaneous because you still have room to plan whatever else it is you want to do. But you've also fed my need to know that, hey, this man has intentions for me. He has plans for me. We're both getting fed. It's not you calling me on a Saturday afternoon, boo-boo, to tell me that I need to drop whatever I'm doing so that I can hang out with you, so that I can be with you. Because, baby, that bird got no wings. It ain't gonna fly. But meanwhile, I hope I didn't overtalk the recipe. Let's get into the rest of the vlog.
All right, obviously I'm back. Ate pretty good. I'm feeling 50 and fabulously full, if not almost too full.
And I want to do a little bit more prepping. I just want to do some breakfast foods now. Luckily, I'm one of those people who does a lot of my, what do you call that, sous chef work in advance, like the vegetables and all that. Chop them, freeze them, and use them later. So anyway, as I film this, you all have the answer because you're watching the video, hopefully in its entirety. But let's set this for $3.75 per usual. But I haven't decided, like I went on a whole rant about the whole election thing, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna leave that in there, strawberry pop. Why I put it in my strawberry daiquiri glass, I don't know, I'm just feeling myself. But anyway, I think with regard to the outcome of the election, I'm not sincerely surprised because America showed us who and how it feels, who it is and how it feels the first time this man was elected, right? I mean, he said what he had to say about grabbing various parts of women. You know, since then he's had a temper tantrum and his support has still been there. To be clear though, he's always had a low number in terms of support. You know, I don't want to get too political, but let's face it, he's never had more than, say, a 50% approval rating. And that's with all the fanatics. So, I mean, you know, there's that part. But I wasn't so much surprised that he won as much as I was surprised at the breakdown of how and why he won. And that's the part I'm disappointed in. Right about now, I am honestly feeling like, as Black women, we really do need to be posted up. We really do need to just be buffing our nails with that emery board. We really just need to pull back and probably heal, because I'm sure I'm not the onlyest out of the 92%. I'm not the onlyest Black woman feeling this way. But yeah, right now I am really feeling like there are some people I'm cutting off of my friendly list. I don't know. I feel like when it was needed that we get the support, that this woman get the support, it just was not shown. It didn't give what it had ought to give. That's really how I feel. So yeah, there's a huge part of me now that's like, hey Tiny girl, I see you. Okay, I see you working that dress. Get it, girl. All right, hey Rebecca, I see you, with your little lemon. That's cute, that's cute. But listen, I have a question for you. Was that you I saw on the video? Was that you, canceling your husband's vote? Because I don't even understand that trend. Like, there's so much. Like, girl, canceling his, how are you even with some, didn't I say I was gonna mind my business? Y'all are not holding me to that. I need to just mind my business. Like I said, I'm gonna get over it. Not today. I ain't over it just yet. Clearly not over it yet, but I'm gonna get past it. Just not today. How did I even get to that? I don't even know, child. Thought I was cooking, thought I was saying I'm not gonna talk about all that other junk anymore. But what else? Ooh, this is gonna be like just enough cheese, I see. I got some more to shred for my Mexican entree, but honestly, it has so much flavor that unlike Chipotle's and all of that, I actually don't even use cheese with it 9 times out of 10. Like, I'm moving fast. The oven still isn't ready. Let me throw some stuff away because I do not like the clutter in my face while I'm talking. And I'm jumping in again because I wasn't quite finished with my story. So please forgive me, I'm all over the place. This vlog is out of order anyway. So we have the conversation. He's telling me I need to get on board. I need to, pretty much be receptive to his, I'm calling it half-assery. He calls it spontaneity. Okay, whatever. So I need to get on board with his spontaneity, and I'm not with that program. But here's where I feel like I have more to say, because my big time question is, girl, am I tripping? Like, as I say all of this, I'm going right back to the aunties, and I feel like all of us have had those aunties, in my case, They might have had a little something brown in their coffee mug and it wasn't coffee. While they sitting there sipping, smoking on the cigarette, talking about, I don't need a man for nothing. I don't, a man, they ain't nothing but problems. And I remember hearing them and I remember thinking about them in my teenage Kymberly years, thinking that, I don't know, I kind of like going out. I kind of like boy attention and all of that. Well, fast forward a whole bunch of years later, and I still do enjoy the company of a gentleman. But it ain't like it used to be. Like once upon a time, do I really want to go there? No, not in this one. Maybe some other time I'll tell you, but I think all of us women have gone through a phase where we enjoyed a bad boy. My phase might have lasted a little bit longer than it had oughta shoulda, but I'm not in that phase anymore. I legit love a gentleman. Like to me, there is something very odd, peculiar, and flat out off about a man who speaks to a woman in the same tone, with the same words, in the same manner that he speaks to another man. That just does not appeal to me. Like if a man is talking, I don't care if he's relaying a story as it happened. I told that MNF, I said, man, you got me effed up, you got that. That is highly unappealing to me. So I just don't want to be that auntie with the cigarette, with the long ass, got a hoarse voice, and I'm drinking what I'm drinking, talking about I don't need a man for nothing. So if I'm wrong, ladies, please let me know. So I feel like it's time for me to just start jumping in there. I've had enough excuses. I've done the whole, first let me do collagen, let me take vitamins, let me. Hello? Can I help you with anything? Anyway, yeah, so it's just time for me so what? Like, are you just gonna stand there looking at me? Like, what's going on? Now you're not saying anything. You got nothing to say? Hello, I can see you looking at me. So you're just gonna keep looking until I step to you, right? You until I just step right up on you. You ain't. Girl, come on, let's get this over with. At least now,